Minasawan o genki desu ka? Otherwise, how is everyone doing? I'd like to start out with a quote from the current president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata. He stated, "I have never been embarrassed that children love Nintendo. I'm proud of it, in fact. That's because children judge products solely based on interest and instincts." I, Noelle Bartley, and my partner, Alexis Corona, are going to guide you through the history, current events, and future directions of Nintendo. So welcome new hires, we are the head of HR. Nintendo started out in 1889 as a playing card company founded by Fusazero Yamachi. And this lasted all the way up until like 1953 when his grandson Hiroshi took over the company and created plastic playing cards which were more durable than the paper ones. In 1956, he was interested in expanding the market, and so he went over to the United States to see how their market worked, but then he realized that playing cards aren't actually as popular as he thinks they are. So he did strike a deal in 1959 with Disney to allow Disney characters to appear on their playing cards. Beginning of the 60s, however, they started to fall into bankruptcy as playing cards started to decrease in sales. So they decided to take on new directions in the company. This included taxi services, hotel chains, instant rice company, vacuums, and toy making. Ultimately, as you can tell, in 1979, a young engineer named Gunpei Yokoi created the Ultra Hand, which ended up selling millions of dollars, which boosted Nintendo. So by 1973, they had the money to make arcade games such as Donkey Kong and the Beam Gun series such as Duck Hunt. By the early 1980s, they created handheld games called Game & Watch. However, in 1983, the video game crash happened. This can be contributed by factors such as computers, inflation, and loss of publishing through the different gaming companies, including Atari. However, in 1985, they took over the US game market by their Nintendo Entertainment System and the creation of many games that are still popular today. So since then, multiple gaming platforms have been developed by Nintendo, including Game Boys, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Nintendo DS's, and Wii's. So I'd like to hand it over to my partner, Alexis, to continue on discussing current events.
Alright. Well, as Noelle said, my name is Alexis Corona, and I'm going to be talking about what we're doing at Nintendo now. So I'm going to talk about production, culture, and our involvement. So, production-wise, Nintendo has a lot of competitors. We have to go up against Microsoft and Sony for the big graphics-heavy consoles, but also tablets and smartphones have become to get more popular with casual gaming, which is kind of what we were doing, but we'll adapt, as I'll talk about later. Also, our most recent console has been the Wii U, which some people know has not been that great of a success. It's had some trouble selling as much as we were anticipating. However, according to IGN's review, it is, at the initial outset of the release, it is a one-of-a-kind gaming experience. It is something that you don't normally get with just a console because we have the console and the tablet. And it's also our first transition from standard definition into high definition. But it's not all bad news. We also have the highest selling console according to Forbes of 2013, which is the 3DS, which is projected to sell more this year. And it sold 11.5 million units in the United States and an additional 4.9 in Japan. So next I'm going to talk about culture. At Nintendo we have a very, I like to call it the 3F mindset, where we want to focus on family, friends, and fun, which multiplayer, fun, light games that really just kind of bring everyone together. So everyone can play the game. It's not like a ready and for mature game. And we also have our own software and hardware. We try to keep it so that we make our own games and also our own consoles. We want to offer our customers obviously the best products and services that we can. So like when they give us feedback, we listen. We want to make sure that we provide what they're asking for. And we also want that for our team too. We want the best individuals to come together and make a great team, which you all are here for. So, alrighty, our involvement, we have a vast number of worldwide departments and divisions, but we only have 5,200 employees, which going against like 100,000 that Microsoft or Sony offers makes me believe that we are more exclusive and we really pick our employees well. We pick the best of the best. We're also involved in public health a lot. We have the We Fit with the Balance Board, and we're really pushing for public health awareness. And we have very eco-friendly environment that ranging from how we dispose of the chemicals to make them, or to how they actually run to energy-saving devices that use less, but you get the full game experience. Alrighty, now I'm going to talk about a little bit of the future ahead. Sorry, the road ahead. I talk about production involvement and expansion. So our production plans are, we obviously have the 3D XL released mid-2012, but we also have the new Nintendo 3DS, which is otherwise known as the N3DS or the N3DS XL, which is coming out next month, in about a month from now. We are hoping to improve the Wii U to get its sales up some by really focusing on that gamepad, which we feel is the future of gaming, by having games that are really reliant on that gamepad. We also have the Amiibo, which are these little figures right there, and they're about this big, and they go on through the 3DS and the Wii U, and they get game data through NFC technology, which is like radio waves that transmit game data. So I think that's pretty interesting. And involvement expansion-wise, this is all according to our president, the current president Satoru Iwata, and his corporate management policy briefing that he gave at the beginning of this year. We really want to keep our hardware of our own. We're not going to sell our products and kind of integrate with our competition, because as Noella said, we do have want to encourage our flexibility. So if we have a low point, we're still going to keep Nintendo our own and do our own thing. We also introduced the Nintendo Network IDs, which are kind of like an account-based thing that really help us keep connected with our guests. And I'm not sure if you all know who Shigeru Miyamoto is, but he is our cultural figurehead. He made Legend of Zelda, Mario, Donkey Kong. He, in an interview with Edge Magazine in late August, he said that we really want to focus more gamers. We're switching more from the casual gamers to the more game intensive. And then also we want to raise more global health consciousness, be healthier, really push that We Fit. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the present and future, and I'm now going to hand it back to Noelle to conclude.
So in conclusion, today we went over the beginnings of Nintendo and how they has changed over the years, leading to current events including involvement, competition, culture. And now you know the directions of Nintendo and its expansion. So before I let you go on to the next segment of your orientation, thank you for listening to our presentation. I'll open up the floor now for questions.